Hello, this is Wes, and you are watching the Knoxville Divergence Trader and Nashville Trader installation video. This is going to be going over how to run the Knoxville Divergence Trader and Nashville Trader trading robots on MetaTrader 4. It's also going to be showing you a little bit about how to backtest these Expert Advisor trading robots. Alright, so I'm going to start with assuming you already have them installed on your platform, or at least you already know how to install them on your platform, but we're going to go through that relatively quickly here. In order to get these installed on your platform, which you can see them here in my experts folder of my MetaTrader 4 platform, you have to open your computer. So it's either my computer or just computer. You need to go to your C drive. Then you go to Program Files. Sometimes people will have their MetaTrader 4 platform installed directly on their C drive and not in the Program Files. If that's the case with your computer, then just skip the Program Files part. From there, you'll enter into your MetaTrader 4 platform. Mine is just called MT4, but yours is probably named after the broker that you have it through. Or if you just downloaded MetaTrader 4 from MetaTrader 4's website, then it'll be called that instead. And after you've opened your platform, go to Experts. Okay, now if you've gotten that far, then you should see a few Expert Advisors already in there. MetaTrader 4 comes pre-programmed with a few, so you may have those, or you may already have Expert Advisors in there. And if that's the case, then just go ahead and drag and drop the Nashville Trader and Knoxville Divergence Trader into there. And that's really it for that. Make sure that your platform was closed when you did that. If it was not closed when you did that, then just exit out of your platform and then re-enter into it and it should be fine. I'm going to go ahead and open my platform because it was already installed previously. And there's a few things that you need to look for. First of all, we're going to go into the settings that you'll need to have on your platform in order for these to work. For that, we'll go to Tools, and then we'll go to Options. Then we'll go to Expert Advisors, and make sure that these 4 checkboxes are checked. 3, 4, these 4. Then make sure that these 4 are not checked. Once you've done that, you can just press OK. Alright. So now we're going to download some historical data. This is the next part of the process, and you may want to do this later on your own because it sometimes takes a little while. To download historical data, we'll go to Tools, History Center, and then just select the currency pair that you want to download. Depending on how much historical data your version of MetaTrader 4 has for that currency pair, it could take a little while for it to download. So maybe just do this a little bit later when you have a little bit of spare time. And you don't need to download all the pairs. That would take a while. You can just download the ones that you need. We're going to close that. Alright, so the next part of the process is actually adding it to a chart. The historical data is not for adding it to a regular chart. It's for the backtesting portion. But we're going to get into that in just a moment. So first we're going to add it to a chart. I'm going to apply a basic template because I like looking at a white background. And from there we'll need to go into the navigator. If you do not know how to open the navigator, it's this little gold folder and star button up here. And you can simply click it on and off. From there you'll want to go to Expert Advisors. We're going to open that. Now when you see the Nashville Trader and Knoxville Divergence Trader, they will be grayed out like this MyFX book link is. In order for you to have full color, it's actually a notification that you have the source code files for it. But you will not have the source code, you'll only have the Expert Advisor itself. So these will be grayed out. Don't worry if it is grayed out or when it's grayed out. That's not a big deal. Okay, so we're going to start with the Knoxville Divergence Trader. I'm going to double click on that, it comes up. In order for this to not mess with the rest of the trades you have going in your platform, such as the Nashville Trader trades or whatever other trades you have going on, you need to pick a magic number. And the magic number associates the trades from the Knoxville Divergence Trader from everything else on your platform. Otherwise, the Knoxville Divergence Trader could end up messing with other trades that are going on, and it would just mess everything up. So just pick a magic number. You can even leave it at 1 as long as there are no other Expert Advisors running that have the magic number of 1. There's also slippage, which is 5 pips defaulted. You can pick a different one if you'd like. Lots is defaulted at 0.01. 0.01 is 10 cents per pip, about. It's about 10 cents per pip. It varies per currency pair. 0.1 would be $1 per pip. And then just 1 is $10 per pip. It's a full standard lot. Use trailing stop. This is a trailing stop that you are more than welcome to use. It will move the stop along with the trade as it goes along and is profiting. So trailing stop begin if there is 20 pips of profit, which you can change that to something else. If there's 20 pips of profit, it will move the stop to within 10 pips of the current price. And then the trailing stop increment is how many pips it will move before it moves the stop again. So say it goes up to 22 pips of profit, if the trailing stop increment is 2, then it will move the trailing stop again to within 10 pips of that price. Move to break even, that's pretty obvious, and both of those are defaulted at false, but you can set them to true. Recent exits is defaulted at true, and that means it picks a recent high and a recent low as your stop and profit target, and that's defaulted to true. Recent exits plus pips, that's how many pips above or below the recent high or low that it sets your profit target and stop loss. So say it's using this as your recent high. If it's using this as your recent high, and that's at 36.46, and then you put in plus 10, then it will put 10 pips above this, which would be 36.56, and that's where your stop loss or profit target would be. All right, so back to the Knoxville Divergence Trader. Now you'll recognize a lot of these settings from the Knoxville Divergence indicator. Candles back is how many candles it will look for a Knoxville Divergence setup. So it'll only look across 150 candles. You can change that. RSI period, momentum period, fast MA, slow MA, signal MA, K period, D period, slowing, stochastic upper and stochastic lower are the overbought and oversold. Use SMA. This is defaulted at false because it's not part of Rob's original system, but you are more than welcome to try it out. Basically, it says that if the price is over this simple moving average, then it will only place buy trades, and if it is lower than this simple moving average, it will only place sell trades. And you can change the moving average as well. Trade RSI entries. This sets the expert advisor to only sell trades when it crosses below the RSI 50 line, and then it will place buy trades when it crosses above the RSI 50 line. That was one setting that Rob had talked about during the initial Knoxville Divergence webinar. So you can give that a try if you'd like, and it is set defaulted at false. Alright, after you've looked at all these inputs and changed the things around as you'd like, then you can press OK. Now you should look up here in the top right hand corner of your chart, and it should say Knoxville Divergence Trader and have a happy face. If there is an X, then it means Expert Advisors is disabled on your platform. And you can remedy that by just clicking on this, and it'll turn it back on. If there is a smiley face, or if there's a frowny face, pardon me, then it means Allow Live Trading is set to off. So you see there's a frowny face. You can fix that by either going to Expert Advisors Properties and click on Allow Live Trading, or your settings were never changed up here in Tools Options, and you can just go down to where it says Allow Live Trading and click on that and make sure it is set. Okay, and that's all you have to do for adding one to the chart. You cannot add more than one expert advisor to one chart. You have to open up separate charts for each expert advisor you use. If you are using multiple currency pairs for multiple expert advisors, even if you're using the Knoxville Divergence Trader just again on a different chart, you need to change the magic number to something else. So always just keep that in mind. Alright, so actually I'm going to go into the Nashville Trader now. The Nashville Trader is a little bit different, and Rob will be going over the Nashville trade during the Advanced Knoxville Trading training course tomorrow, or Saturday, October 5th. And you can watch the replay afterward if you're confused about what exactly all this stuff means. But you'll notice most of the settings are exactly the same. In fact, they're all pretty much exactly the same. These will all be things you'll understand more once you have watched the training video. But you'll notice that the extra settings down here at the bottom are missing from the Nashville Trader. The Nashville Trader is simpler than the Knoxville Divergence Trade. So there's no use SMA or RSI entries down here. So just adding that to the chart, we can just press OK. And that's adding them to your charts just as they are. Alright, now for back testing. Let's say you want to back test one of these in MetaTrader 4's strategy tester program. There's a few different ways to open the strategy tester program, and I'll exit out of it now so I can show you. First, you can right click on the chart, go to Expert Advisors, and then go to Strategy Tester. That'll open it up on the currency pair that you will have it on, and it will open up with the expert advisor that you're using, the Nashville Trader pound dollar, and it'll open it up on the period that you're using. So just make sure that you check all three of those if you want to have it done on something else. So let's say you want to do the Knoxville Divergence Trader instead. You'll simply click on this drop down menu and you'll click on Knoxville Divergence Trader. And let's say you want to use a different currency pair. You can click on that and click whatever it is you want to use instead. And finally, let's say you don't want to use it on the 1 hour, you want to use it on the 15-minute. Alright, down here you'll see that there's a use date. And you'll want to select that so that you can select dates that you want to use. We'll use 2013. So January 1st, 2013 to June 1st, 2013. Now, there's another part of this strategy tester program which is called visual mode. This will go considerably slower. However, you'll get to see all the trades being placed as they're being placed. And you'll get to add indicators to the chart to see if maybe there was another way that you'd want it to be trading or whatever else you want it to do. Visual mode just simply puts up a chart and you follow along with the trades. You can use templates and indicators on those charts. You're not limited to only using the expert advisor. So let's say we want to go in visual mode and we want to choose the properties that we want for this. To choose the properties, just click on expert properties as I just did, and then you can change anything that's down here. I would recommend changing these things every time that you do it, because whenever you change them, then it'll save in there. It's not going to go back to defaults every time that you try a new trade or you try a new back testing session. Alright, we're going to press OK, because I'm just going to leave them as what they were. Now I'm going to leave it in visual mode. I'm going to press Start. Yeah, okay. Alright, I'm going to apply my template so I can look at this like I like it. And I will also put on the Knoxville Divergence indicator. So there it is. And that's all that I'm going to do for right now. You can also add in any other indicators you'd like the RSI or whatever you'd like to use. Now to make the chart move, you use this little arrow button down here. This little arrow button, usually whenever you start a test, it's going to start moving immediately. So you'll probably have to press pause while you're setting up your chart. Now this little scroll bar here controls how quickly this moves. So if you want it to move fast, then you move it higher. If you want it to move slow, then you move it down. There's a huge difference between 32 and 31. So let's say it's on 31. You can watch it kind of moving slowly right here. Now let's say you want to move it up a little faster. Moving it to 32 is a huge difference. I'm going to show you that now. That's 32. 32 makes it go really fast. So if you want to watch the market, that's a little odd. All right. So down here at the bottom, you'll see results. This is the first trade that it did. It did a buy trade and it stopped out. And then you'll see report. The report is for after the test is done. Once the test is finished, whether by pressing stop or by finishing up the period that you had, you go to report, and then you can see it lost $2 on the one trade it did, or whatever else you're looking at. So there's absolute drawdown, expected payoff, maximal drawdown, short positions 1%, long positions 1%, etc., etc. There's a lot of different things to go down through on these after you've got done back testing. So if you have any questions, just let us know. If any of this is confusing, just let us know. And enjoy.